Story. Our next story comes into us from Uttar Pradesh, where almost 3 weeks after the sensational murder of a witness to a killing that took place in 2005. This is Umesh Pal. You'll remember he was murdered just a few days ago towards the end of February. Now, UP police in a special task force has strong inputs to reportedly confirm that there was a conspiracy to kill him, and it was put into action directly by a former MP who was also a politician who was, as we speak. We'll bring you more details in just a second. My colleague Pranshu Mishra is with us right now. Pranshu, I believe all the way back on Feb 26th, ex-MP Atiq Ahmad and his wife and his sons had all been booked in this entire case. Can you bring us more details? And it's, Pranshu, before we go on, if you could just bring our audiences some of the background context here. This is a complicated case dating in some ways back to 2005. So if you could give us some context before we go on.
Yes, Umesh Pal murder case, as you rightly said, happened towards the end of February. In fact, 24th February was the day when the Dhumanganj area in Prayagraj was echoed with gunshots and bombs being thrown. And Umesh Pal, along with two UP policemen who were in his security details, were killed. Now, Umesh Pal was of course a prime witness in 2005 Raju Pal, BSP MLA Raju Pal murder case, in which again Atiq and his jailed brother, former MLA Ashraf, are the key accused. Now, in the Umesh Pal murder case, we have seen stringent action rolling on. Two accused in this case, shooters Arbaz and Usman, have already been shot dead. Third, Sadakat has been already arrested and sent to judicial custody. But now, for the first time, our sources in UP police and STF are confirming to us that the conspiracy to eliminate Umesh Pal was very much orchestrated, planned by none other than jailed former MP Don Atiq Ahmad, and that too from the confines of his cell in Sabarmati Central Jail in Ahmedabad in Gujarat. So this conspiracy, this heinous crime which was enacted in Allahabad in Prayagraj on 24th of February, the actual, the kingpin or the mastermind is of course Atiq, and that too from his cell in Sabarmati Central Jail. He has orchestrated the entire plan. Now, very shockingly, it seems that probably, he was having all access to smartphones. Apps like FaceTime were used to actually, talk to the people involved in it. And another sensational, revelation which is now with the UPSTF is that as for Atiq's plan, his son Asad was just to be in a role of a supervisor. He was instructed not to get out of that SUV, the white-colored SUV, but his son probably, in the last-minute improvisation or, probably in his attempt to show his daredevilness, stepped out of the SUV, and that was a key moment in this case because that becomes an undeniable fact of Atiq's involvement, his family's involvement in this entire murder case, and therefore it closes all the possible escape routes which Atiq might have thought. Because see, Asad stepping out gives you a concrete evidence that it is Atiq's family which is involved. Had Asad not been seen on the CCTV camera, one can wonder that Atiq would have come out with all sort of arguments saying that, this entire murder was not executed by me or my family, but some of my strange colleagues, some of my strange associates. So in that sense, STF has now very concrete information, and we, to our viewers here on CNN News 18, are now confirming that this conspiracy was directly hatched by Atiq Ahmad. He was the one who has put his son Asad in this role. Atiq has planned a supervisory role for his son. He didn't want him to step out of the SUV, but Asad did the opposite. And since then, the direct evidence of Atiq's family's involvement has emerged out. There has also been very much important, inputs which have been obtained by the arrested accused Sadakat, who very surprisingly was the part of recce. He was in the rehearsal team which has tried to do a recce on Umesh Pal on 21st. But then he, of course, developed cold feet on the day of the crime. And he went to Varanasi, and then he tried to create certain evidences by keeping his mobile location on and other facts.
Pranshu, thank you for bringing us details on this story. As we said, this is a complicated case.